Hi. So there's a up close and personal type of trade that we do when we have had a gag order placed upon us, or the pain is so intense that it has brought us down into the realm of silence. Part of the injustice wants to rise up and shout and scream, and that is okay for a time and a season, but there is a higher order of a way. And I'm speaking about this as a threshold priestess. Okay, so when we are doing expansion work and we are doing life circumstances and we've been in a very hard, tight place, there's a lot that cannot be spoken about. This is the principle of the unity of the beloved, where we step in and another takes your place to give voice to the struggle and to deal with the power and the principality that is trying to rule and shake and rattle you in order to cause a terrorism to settle deep within. These are pain points where spiritually somebody will touch, whether it's voice activated, whether it's relational connection, whether it is the wrestling and the discord and the disagreement within a marriage relationship, within that covenant, especially if it's starting to disintegrate and break down. Sometimes what happens is trauma will rise and want to be reactive and want to be fed. Okay, so this expression is an emotional alchemy, and it is called the dark night of the soul. And within your house, your being, your body, your temple, your heart, your place of refuge. Scripturally, we talk about in my Father's house, there are many rooms, many mansions, many places, many areas I can go and I can sit and I can one of those places is the wellness center, where there is technology to gather you in, because the transfusion you are looking for is light. Light, light, light. On earth, we know that as blood, we know that as vitamins, we know that as well being transfusions, which are all the rage right now. Do your tequila shots and then get plugged in, get your bag of IV, have a little filler, just bask and rest, and then you're good to go in your day, on your way. Okay, so natural spiritual principles. Okay, so Scripture, when it is used as a door, is a metaphysical technology. Okay, it talks about those who lend to their God, God will repay. So when everything's shaking and rattling and rolling, and a gag order, like I said, is there, but there is fear present because there is an accusation or a threat made that causes anxiety and agitation in your energy body that is hitting your spinal cord and your brain stem, and it's causing worry. Okay. Part of that would be, if you say anything, I am going to kick you out of the house, you will be called crazy, and I'm going to take the kids. you can leave. Well, actually, you can't leave because they're your kids and they're too young. So, you know, threats. You're going to be homeless. I'm going to stop financially supporting you. Those sort of things are a age and very old and sits in a DNA pattern cycle. So what we're stepping into in this era are those that are readers and collapsing that wave form. Okay, and this again is the type of work we do, and it's where, you know, you actually hit a place where you can't speak. Intergenerationally, the epigenetics of your house, there is a restriction. You've hit as far as you can go. This is when another steps in on your behalf and will speak, not to war, but to collapse, to set free, to walk in freedom. So trade, often we're wanting, when we're stressed regarding poverty, lack, housing, security, food, shelter, that's very primal and it sits in the gut. Okay, so we're going beyond the place of female circumcision. We're going beyond the place of sexual transmutation. We're going into a higher realm and a higher order and a deeper understanding. Okay, so your heart, when you clear the ear and you finally can get into the realm of silence, where spirit is speaking, and you come into unity of that voice of one within you. And then it's like scripture says, buy from me gold, purified, so that you may purchase eye salve and white garments. Okay, all of that is realms and technology and dimensions of grace operating with mercy. This is technology to unlock, establish. One of the other things too, you think it's about food, you think it's about housing, it's about this man, just slap him, this woman, oh my goodness. It's not. What are the desires of your heart? And that's why I spoke about going beyond the pleasure center. Because some of us were trafficked before we had sexuality. And this is a global issue right now that is taking place. So in order to open a window, one of the things we do is we share testimonies. So when you can't speak, another can speak for you. But when another can't speak, somebody else can cover her portion, but we all bring something to the table. We all have a story, we all have a testimony, we all have witnessed breakthrough, freedom, expansion, and these are the threshold moments. Okay, some people paid a high price to go into the next level, into the next realm. And there was a concept which is said that an apostle would have prayer intercessors, prayer warriors, and they would get hit. They would take the hits in the spirit realm for the technology, the breakthrough, the revelation, and the message, and the authority, the authorship of the creativity, the co-laboring of your kingdom come, your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Heaven are dimensional realms above us, okay? So that is where you look up, you breathe, and you receive, and the static you have been in, where you've been hearing all the other stations and voices and discord and unbelief and all of those things, because Some of you are prophetic and you're territorial, and you haven't actually known what's happened, but there's a realignment coming in and it's taking place. So that unlocking is also releasing the discord of abuse and criticism that has been caught and heard in the ear. And those are the arguments, the quarreling, going backwards and forth, because it carries a cycle. And this is where, when you do this work and you set your heart's intention and you hear what actually matters, you trade on that, because that is a higher realm, because it's authentic and it carries intimacy. Intimacy. So naturally, in the natural, yes, prayer, shelter, food, pay the bills, homelessness, all of those things. But what does your heart say? Because that is the codex that was written and inscribed upon you. This is the new heart. And be faithful and true to that. So when you do that, you do your exchange, give to a homeless person, give close to charity, goodwill, clear intentions, wash them first, bless them, cut any silver cords or energetic, smudging of memories associated with them, good and bad, especially if they're bittersweet, or their gifts. Okay, so there's clear, no attachments, and then sow with the intention that it will bless and bring enjoyment and pleasure to the next person who receives that. That also is a current sea, and it's an opening up of flow. Okay, and that's what we want to do. You can sow into somebody who has a victory, who has a testimony, who is a witness, who has walked the road and is slightly ahead of you. So I'm telling you, on the other side of great trials and testings, which can go on for decades, the promise, that's your reward. And don't necessarily look into what that word says, but what your book says, and know the desire of your heart and allow that to arise in you. This is rejuvenation. And like I said with the wellness clinic, sitting there receiving the nutrients that you need first is the equipping. So I bless you with divine mercies. I bless you with the rejuvenation. I bless you with the window of testimony, where hard troubles, where economic oppression was overcome, in the divine councils and courts in the higher realm, which saw the manifestation and the alignment of breakthrough, where the financial deposit came and was released into the family gate. Okay, so I'm Paula Wicks. I am with Heartworks Divine Transformation, and I've done this for my friends.